Shaun, should Ole Miss be eliminated from playoff contention?
Go. No, absolutely not. This isn't an Ole Miss problem. This is an NCAA problem. Teams are trying to operate within the guidelines and structure of something that doesn't have guidelines and structure. Like, so Ole Miss is just put in a untenable situation because Lane Kiffin was put in an untenable situation. Like, I don't know why everybody's mad at the coaches. The anger, the angst should be directed at the governing body that allowed the situation to get to this level. This like, it's an NCAA problem. Like, when you were implementing these new college football playoff, they had a chance. Let's just rewind for a second. They had a chance to right all of their wrongs. Because when they presented this college football playoff, which is only in its second year, it was an opportunity to redo the entire calendar as it pertains to athletics at the college level. You could have created a calendar that worked, something that smoothly transitioned for all programs, whether it was a head coaching change, whether it was a transfer portal, whether it was signing day. And they absolutely bundled the whole thing. And so Ole Miss is now in year two a focal point of how ridiculous the schedule is.
But Shaun, you can't change the schedule when you're adding teams to a playoff. It's just not possible. When are you going to start the season in fucking July?
Did you see the Joey McGuire interview?
Yeah.
I thought he made some very pertinent points that people in that room, when they were coming up with the college football playoff, should have thought out. He said the entire college football should start August 23rd. There should not be a week 0. He said the championship games for the conferences should be played Thanksgiving weekend. He said that way round 1 would be the weekend after Thanksgiving. That way the national title game could be played on or around January 1st.
New Year's, yeah.
Right. Then the transfer portal can open January 3rd, and then signing day can be February 1st. And now it all works.
We've been saying that for 3 years on this show.
Right.
That we've been saying that for 3 years on this show. Matt and I have been saying the same thing. I don't understand, but they won't do that. It has to do with financial. It has to do with TV contracts and them ability to kind of stay away from NFL and stay ahead of the curve. They want to go into the NFL season for some fucking unknown reason. I don't get it.
Here's the ludicrousy about that. They play all the rivalry games on Thanksgiving weekend. So it's not like there is no college slate. Bump the rivalry games up a weekend, then play the title games on Thanksgiving weekend, because it's only going to be the same amount of games as we would get on a Friday, Saturday anyway, probably less.
But, Shaun, you can't have a bye week in between the 1 seed having a bye in this playoff thing. There's just not a way. It's not possible. You can't continue to string this thing out. Now you're going to add 16 teams.
I'm with you there. And we said all this to say what? To answer your question, no, Ole Miss should not be penalized because the NCAA can't come up with a calendar that makes common sense.
Well, here's the issue.
People shouldn't be mad at Lane Kiffin because the NCAA can't come up with a calendar that makes sense.
Here's the problem. CAA has been knees deep in this whole thing, defending Lane, pushing LSU to take Lane, defend Lane, play victim for Lane. I don't want the victim shit by Lane Kiffin needs to stop too, though. Nobody feels sorry for your ass making $10, $12, $13 million a year. Nobody feels sorry for you. You told the team that you got to the playoffs that you do not want to fucking coach them, period. I don't know a player in America that would want to play for a coach that told them that. I came this far, Shaun.
Watch how many go to LSU.
I know. That's what I'm saying because of this, though.
Right.
So, but what I'm saying is, hey, guess what? Shame on me if you fuck me once. Shame on you if you fuck me twice, dog. At the same time, it's a you problem now, kids. That's a you problem, kids. If you get fucked again, then guess what? That's a you problem. Here's the problem I have, though, Shaun. I got to rewind and go back 2 years when I had Kirk Herbstreit on here, and he was taking all that heat for basically saying Florida State does not belong in the college football playoff when their quarterback got hurt. Now, this is a double-edged sword discussion here, but I just want to be macro with it and have this discussion because it does have some validity because the rules state if a player or a coach, show it, Bailey, if a player or a coach is removed, Shaun, the NCAA, the committee, no, not that, the committee, the NCAA rules, if the committee decides, Shaun, that you lost your coach, we can drop you or not even have you in. And they did it 2 years ago. We saw an undefeated team at Florida State do it. So, Shaun, there has to be there has to be some sort of consistency, no?
I just think Ole Miss is still capable of winning minus Lane Kiffin, so to not give them that chance because Lane
There
Kiffin,
they are, Shaun. If you want to at least look at them.
For those that aren't watching, that are listening, the sheet says the committee will select the teams using a process that distinguishes among otherwise comparable teams by considering 1, strength of schedule, 2, head-to-head competition, 3, comparative outcomes of common opponents without incenting margin of victory, and 4, other relevant factors. This is where the point JB's making comes into play. Other relevant factors such as unavailability of key players and coaches that may have affected a team's performance during the season or likely will affect its postseason performance. My only pushback would be JT Barrett, I think, from Ohio State gets hurt.
Are you comparing this with the Florida State?
Yeah.
All right.
But they had Cardell Jones, who nobody had ever heard of, that came in and played so well that he ended up getting overdrafted in the National Football League draft based on that small sample size of performances. So I'm just saying, you still got to go play the games.
Here's the problem, though. They lost their quarterback, so I get it. I'm going to give the edge to taking Florida.
This was Oregon at their height. This was Mariota. This was that kid won the Heisman. This was Oregon at their height.
I'm just saying, for the Florida State thing, just 2 years ago, when they said you're not going in at undefeated, we're not letting you in because you lost your quarterback, is a player. So I understand. I'm going to give a little bit of leeway towards Ole Miss for that reason because Jimmy's and Joe's at the end of the day, Shaun, not X's and O's, right?
All right.
But then Lane Kiffin is him and Charlie Weiss Jr. are basically the two play callers and they're kind of co-run this thing. Weiss has been with them forever. He's kind of he's like a mentor to Weiss Jr. And he's also gone. And their strength coach is also gone. So depending on how long you have to wait before round 1 of this playoff game, you've lost your strength coach, you've lost your OC and your head coach. To me, that holds some sort of weight, and it's relative to this decision that happened at Florida State 2 years ago just by losing their quarterback. Because we saw them get shellacked in a meaningless bowl game by Georgia that they did not want to be in. And I don't want to see that again because this makes football just so bad. It makes it so bad. Football is so watered down. If they go out there, Shaun, and they can't get lined up and they can't get a fucking play call done because their OC and head coach is gone and they look like an absolute cluster, it's a bad look.